Have you ever stopped to think what happens when football goes too far? When the energy in the stadium turns from passion to rage and the crowd becomes a storm? Today on Football Pulse, we're diving into the 10 most dangerous matches in football history. These weren't just games. They were explosive events where violence, politics, and disaster erupted on and off the pitch. From full-blown riots to tragic stadium collapses, these matches left lasting scars on the sport we love. Watch until the end, because some of these stories are not only shocking, they changed football forever. Kicking off our list is the Battle of Santiago, Chile versus Italy at the 1962 World Cup. This match was anything but sporting. Fueled by angry headlines and political tension, the players stepped onto the pitch already prepared for war. Fists flew, players were kicked and punched, and the referee lost control almost instantly. Police had to come onto the field multiple times to separate players. It wasn't football. It was chaos disguised as competition, and to this day, it remains one of the most violent matches in World Cup history. At number 9, we head to South America for the infamous Super Clásico between Boca Juniors and River Plate. This rivalry is legendary for its passion, but in 2018, it turned into a security nightmare. Ahead of the Copa Libertadores final second leg, River Plate's team bus was ambushed by Boca fans throwing bottles and rocks. Several players were injured, and tear gas filled the air. The game was postponed multiple times before being relocated across the ocean to Madrid, Spain. Think about that. A South American final had to be played in Europe just to prevent further violence. Next is the Heysel Stadium disaster in 1985. Juventus versus Liverpool was supposed to be a celebration of European football. Instead, it turned into a tragedy. Before kickoff, Liverpool fans charged the section filled with Juventus supporters, leading to panic, a stampede, and a wall collapse. 39 people died, and hundreds were injured. UEFA banned English clubs from European competitions for 5 years. This match didn't just result in heartbreak. It marked a turning point in how fan behavior and stadium safety were handled. Number 7, El Salvador versus Honduras, 1969. This was more than just a World Cup qualifier. It became the spark for an actual war. Tensions between the two countries were already boiling over due to immigration and land disputes. El Salvador won the 3-match playoff. Riots broke out, and days later, war was declared. Known as the Football War, it lasted just 4 days, but killed thousands. Football didn't cause the conflict, but it became the trigger that unleashed it. At number 6, we turn to Ghana versus Nigeria, a rivalry steeped in pride and intensity. In 2001, during a World Cup qualifier in Accra, Ghana, the match turned deadly. After Nigeria scored, fans began throwing objects. Police responded with tear gas. The panicked crowd surged toward the exits, only to find them locked. 70 people died in the stampede. It was one of the darkest days in African football history. A reminder that stadium mismanagement can turn passion into panic. Halfway through at number 5 is England versus Argentina, 1986 World Cup. The match itself didn't descend into violence, but it carried the weight of war. Just 4 years after the Falklands conflict, the two nations met on the pitch in a politically charged quarterfinal. Maradona's infamous Hand of God goal added fuel to the fire, while his second, one of the greatest goals ever, rubbed salt into the wound. For Argentina, it was a symbolic victory. For England, it was heartbreak. This match showed how football can reflect and inflame international tension. At number 4, we go to the Balkans. Red Star Belgrade versus Dinamo Zagreb, 1990. As Yugoslavia was falling apart politically, this match lit the fuse of ethnic conflict. Fans rioted before kickoff, and Serbian police were seen brutally beating Croatian supporters. One Dinamo player, Zvonimir Boban, famously kicked a policeman to defend a fan, a moment that became iconic in Croatia's push for independence. The match was abandoned, but the violence foreshadowed the war to come. It wasn't just a game. It was a preview of national collapse. Coming in at number 3 is the Port Said Stadium disaster, Egypt, 2012. Al-Masri versus Al-Ahly was a heated league game, but when the final whistle blew, all hell broke loose. Home fans stormed the field, chasing and attacking Al-Ahly supporters with knives, clubs, and even fireworks. Police failed to intervene, and panic took over. 74 people were killed, and hundreds more injured. Many blamed political instability and poor security. The Egyptian League was suspended, and the trauma still haunts the country's football culture. At number 2 is a tragedy that changed English football forever: the Hillsborough disaster in 1989. During an FA Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest, thousands of fans were funneled into overcrowded pens. The crush quickly turned deadly. 97 people died due to suffocation and injuries. For years, authorities wrongly blamed the fans. Only after decades of campaigning did the truth emerge. It was gross police negligence. Hillsborough led to sweeping changes in stadium design and safety, including the end of standing terraces in top-tier English football. And finally, at number 1, the most dangerous football match in history: Peru versus Argentina, 1964. An Olympic qualifying match in Lima. With Argentina leading and Peru equalizing in the final minutes, the referee disallowed the goal. The crowd erupted in fury. Tear gas was fired into the stands. Exits were blocked. Panic took over. People were crushed as they tried to escape. Over 300 people died in what remains the deadliest stadium disaster the world has ever seen. One moment of controversy turned into a national catastrophe. These matches weren't just games. They were pressure cookers of emotion, identity, and unrest. Some exposed deep political divisions. Others highlighted criminal negligence or unchecked fan violence. And while we celebrate football for its passion, these moments remind us just how easily that passion can tip into danger. So, which of these moments shocked you the most? Did any surprise you? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the most dramatic moments in football history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Here on Football Pulse, we don't just talk scores, we tell the stories that shape the game.